Ever feel like you know what matters most, but you just don't have the energy to pursue it? You're not lazy, you're not unmotivated, you're just tired, and it's costing you your dreams. Your energy is your life force, your clarity, your productivity, your power to lead, your power to love. Join me live for one of the most powerful certified high-performance coaching sessions we've ever done on energy. You learn how to generate physical, emotional, and mental energy on demand, so you can chase what matters most. No fluff, no hype, just real strategies to fuel a high-performance life. This isn't self-help, this is self-mastery. Live coaching, Thursdays, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Don't miss it.
Now we're on time. So today we are talking about clarity, energy, courage, influence, productivity, raising necessity, the high-performance habits. And we are coaching every Thursday at 2 o'clock to give you an idea of what this actually looks like and what it feels like. If you want an invitation, if you want to join the Zoom room itself right here where I coach you live, it's not costing you anything. You're investing your time in it, and it gives you an opportunity to ask me questions, and we can work through some things that you are going through at this time. What does energy mean to you? When you think about the level of physical vibrancy and energy that you've had over the last 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, what does it look like for you? Like, what does that energy level feel like for you? So when we look at it, a couple of questions I would ask you, because a lot of times people get up, they're like, oh my gosh, I feel horrible. Today is like the worst day of my life. Well, what is it that caused you to be in such a physical state that things just aren't going well? Well, usually we can look at, well, was my sleep like over the last 72 hours? What was my diet like over the last 72 hours? And then the last piece of that is, so if we're looking at my sleep, my diet, and my exercise, right? So what does that look like over the last 24, 48, 72 hours? And that'll give me a really good idea of what I feel like. Miss Tara, how are you?
Hi, can you hear me?
Today we're talking about energy. And
Okay.
you, as a coach yourself, you understand the concept of low energy versus higher energy and how we gain more of it. So I'm actually going to walk you through a coaching session. I'm going to ask you some questions about you, your life. If anybody else pops on, we'll involve them as well.
Okay.
But we're doing this every Thursday at 2 o'clock Central Time, coaching 1 hour live. And I'm glad you came on. Now, for any reason you decide you want to leave early, don't do it. It's a bad decision. Stay the whole time.
Well, okay.
I'm just kidding. When you got to go, you go, and I'll just teach from there, right?
Okay.
So, couple things. What we went over the last couple weeks is clarity, right? So sometimes it's like, okay, I've got my vision, I've got my goals, I've got it broken down into my steps, my tasks, my subtasks. I even know my why 7 levels deep emotionally, and I have deepened my why by going 7 ripples wide as to the benefit extension. Who else benefits by me showing up, doing my thing? So if your life personally changes, how different is the life of your children? When they go to school and they treat other students, how does that affect their lives? When they go home and communicate with their parents, how does that affect them? How then do the parents turn around and show for other people, right? So the ripple effect. If we want to raise necessity, we've got to go deep and we've got to go wide, and that connects to the heart, right? That's why we get up in the morning. That's why we don't hit the snooze button. That's why we're just going, right? That's the concept. But if we have all of these goals, all these visions, all these dreams, but we don't have the energy to go after it, what's it all for?
Yeah.
And you know as well as I do that if I have good health, I have a million dreams. If I have bad health, I only have one, and that's to get healthy again. So let's dig in. What is health? What is energy? What does that mean to you?
What does good health and energy mean to me? I mean, it's the source of all things, you know. Energy is built within the body, and it starts with our physiology, and it's really the driving force that helps us do everything we do, you know.
Nice. So when you think about the level of energy and vibrancy that you've had over the last 30, 60, 90 days, and I know that's a long time. Maybe we just go 30 days. What has it been like for you?
It's been up and down. Very much up and down because I've been so busy these past few months. It's been hard for me to get like my regular workouts in, so I know I've been missing that. I've also been on the go so much, and then and I know because I'm a coach myself, I haven't been doing this. I need to schedule myself time, like a break time, because I will be literally busy all day long, every step. And actually, right now, I should be doing something else too. But I just thought, oh, I'm gonna pop in here and just see what's going on, and But I will book myself all day, from thing to thing to thing, and not. I'm not even saying work things, like from you know. uh, you know, from a work thing to, okay, now I'm gonna go get gas. Now I have to stop at my uncle's and check on him. Now I'm gonna pick up my kids and take them to their appointment. Now, so it's like thing to thing to thing to thing the entire day, and then I'm so tired, and then I'll end up staying up late to get more things done, and then that takes away from my sleep. And so, and I know this, so that's kind of, I've been stuck in that trap the past few months here. But I will say, since I have been trying to get more sleep lately, I've been doing a little bit better on sleep because I know that's like the foundation of energy. But I still, even today, like I said, I should be doing something else right now. And what was I doing? I was scrolling on Facebook and I saw I saw your name. And I know I need to book myself more space, I think, between things.
So
Um,
I've heard I should, I
yeah,
ought to, I
yeah,
must. I've
yeah,
heard a lot of these things
yeah.
from you today, and
Mm-hmm.
and that's because we know where our heart is,
Mm-hmm.
and we
Yeah.
also know that if we look at a couple of things. So I'm going to actually read a question to you
Okay.
because it's in the areas of nutrition,
Okay.
exercise,
Mm-hmm.
wellness, sleep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What habits do you have that are supporting you versus the ones that maybe are not supporting you right now? Because we've talked about the things that are not, but what is supporting you? Because you're still getting a ton of things done. So what habits are you implementing that are serving you right now?
Mm-hmm. Well, look at that water. I drink a lot of water. Um, one of my habits is yoga, but it's also a job because I do teach yoga. But my jobs help to form habits because like today I've taught two yoga classes today, Um, my daughter has been wanting to go with me on walks, so her and I will go on like an hour-long walk today also. So I guess the habit of doing yoga, showing up for my yoga people, that helps me to keep my energy up. And then I also work at the Y part-time still, so that um when I go there, I work out while I'm there also. Um, so that's a habit also. That's also tied to my job. Um, but I definitely have a habit of getting some kind of movement in, whether it's mostly yoga. Lately, I've been doing mostly yoga and walking.
Mhm.
Um, I used to be just a lot more hardcore and like do a lot more workouts in the gym, lifting. I used to run, but then now my hips hurting me all the time, and so now I have to walk, which is fine. But So movement is a habit. Definitely yoga is a habit. Um, and so those are times when I do have more energy when I'm doing yoga before, during, or after, because I do know how, even though I run around like crazy and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed. But when it's time for me to teach yoga, I know how to hone in on that energy and focus. And I can bring that up and I'm like, and everyone's like, oh, you're so wonderful and everything, you know. And so I know how to do that. I know how to, summon my energy,
Mhm.
so I can summon my energy when I need to summon my energy, basically,
Well,
um
and it sounds like you can summon it, but it
yeah.
also sounds like you drink water,
Yes.
doing yoga a couple times a week.
Yes.
You're going for walks in the afternoon. So you're
Mhm.
very active. You're definitely moving.
Yeah.
So when we think about those things, what is it that you could do maybe a little bit differently, or what could you add to your routine currently that maybe even just one more step? What does your nutrition look like?
It is all over the place. It is all over the place. um for example, I just ate some dark chocolate in the pantry because I knew there was chocolate in there because the kids and I will make s'mores. I have a little fire pit, and so I know there's chocolate, graham crackers, and marshmallows, and so I have dark chocolate bars, and I just had some dark chocolate. So
So is that a problem? Dark chocolate? Jim Quick
um
says that that's some amazing brain food, so I'm not sure why.
yes. So I just took a little bit, So it's not necessarily a problem right this second, but in general, I have a bad sweet tooth, so I know that can lead to more, you
Mhm.
know. Um, that's the thing I would do that would be like a bad thing is go eat. Like the other day, I intentionally went through a drive-through by myself. I never do this, and got a coffee ice cream and it had chocolate in it. I never do that, and I did it. And I just really wanted it. And I know it's also food is like a coping stress mechanism for me. I know that. But it also, I do eat well. So it's weird because sometimes I'll do stuff like that, get the coffee ice cream, but then I'll also have a salmon salad for dinner and, munch on, almonds and raisins and oatmeal for breakfast. So I feel like I balance out a lot of times, but here and there when I'm more stressed, um I eat not as good things here and there when I'm typically stressed.
Do
So
you
I feel like I'm all over the place.
do you remember the Tony Sage story where he's talking about his wife? They're sitting across from each other, and she orders a bowl of ice cream, and he looks at her and goes, "What are you doing?" And the bowl is now in front of her, and she takes a spoon and she eats a bite. She goes, "I'm living," right?
That's
So
yeah. Mm-hmm.
rather than feeling shame, guilt, and all the self-abuse that we have around intentionally eating something that we want to eat, and we live in a healthy way 85, 90% of the time,
Yeah.
why am I feeling guilty about something that in reality makes me feel good?
Yeah.
Like, this brings me joy to eat ice cream, and I'm going to eat ice cream. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to eat ice cream for every meal. I'm not going to
Mm-hmm.
eat it all day, every day, because then that leads to disease and
Yeah. Yeah.
disintegration, right?
Yeah.
So, but living, why am I feeling sorry for living? Why am I feeling bad about
Mhm.
living? I feel
Yeah.
bad about living. Shame on
Yeah.
me for that, right? Come on.
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
but at the same time, I asked myself three questions.
Mhm.
Is this nutrition? Is this entertainment? Or is this addiction?
Mm.
If I'm eating a scoop, it's probably entertainment.
Yeah.
If I'm eating the whole half gallon of ice cream, it's probably
Yeah.
addiction, right?
Yeah.
I've probably
You're
got
right.
some deeper emotional things that I'm trying to push through if I'm eating the
Mhm.
whole thing,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
so sometimes we're really hard on ourselves when we shouldn't be. Like,
Yeah.
you had dark chocolate for goodness sake, and I'm sure it was over 85% cacao or whatever you want to call it. So that's actually good brain food, just like your avocado, blueberries,
I love
and
avocado.
walnuts,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Basic stuff. But tell
Hmm.
me this, what routines do you have that help you kind of recharge every day, every week, every month, every year?
Routines do I have to recharge? Well, I've been trying to do so on Sundays. I do like a facial scrub and a facial mask, and I've been trying to have Sunday be a no makeup day. Like for a woman who wears, like, I wear a lot of makeup like every day. So it's a whole thing. So I've been trying to have Sundays be a no makeup day. I've also been trying to have Sunday be where I don't go anywhere. And then I'll do like a scrub, like a facial scrub and a mask. And I consider that self-care. Um, so I've been doing that on Sundays, and then I try to also do like a body scrub that on that day too. Um, and then I've been trying to get my nails done like once a month, although it has been a while right now. I'm due. I'm due. I need to get
Your
my
nails
nails
are
done.
healing. It's okay. Your nails are
Yeah, I think of that too. Like they're breathing, like in their yeah.
they're
Um,
just in recovery.
yeah, they're in recovery. So I'm trying to get my nails done. What else do I do? I guess just when I try, and I know I keep saying the word try. I know, you know, like journaling. I love to journal in the morning, have coffee, go on my back porch and journal. And there was a time in my life where I did that every day. I did not miss. I was up at 4:35 every single day, and I have gotten way away from that, and I miss it. So again, on Sundays, I think to myself, at the very least on Sunday, I'm going to do that and take my time, because most days I just feel very rushed, and like I have just a lot of stuff to do. I've got my kids, I've got all my things. Now I'm helping take care of my uncle, and my mom. My mom's she's going into assisted living, but she broke her ribs. And then
Hmm.
my uncle never had any kids, so like me and my sisters are kind of like his kids. He's getting old too, so my sisters and I will we all take turns kind of stopping over at my uncle's and my mom's. So that's kind of a new thing within this past couple months. That's just given me one more thing to do. Um, just something to fit in. So I feel like I always have stuff to do. So anyway, I've been trying to reserve that day on Sundays. And usually it does go that way unless I have a do a yoga class, which but yoga again, it's all, even if I'm teaching it, the good thing about it, it's also for me. I also get something out of it. It's not like going to work where I hate it or something like that. So yeah, so I've been trying to do that on on Sundays at least.
No,
But
it's
I
great. I think to have those little rituals that you do every week, and then
yeah.
just to release some stress, some time to
Yeah.
focus on you. And
Yeah.
then if I understand you right, you're talking when you every day for the most part, you're either walking or doing yoga,
Yeah.
which is a
Yeah.
great way to do that.
Mhm. Mhm.
One thing, of course, that's we if we fit a little more in, kind of releases the stress as we go. What types of stress relievers have you started to implement? Because when we're talking about the routines that support us every day, every week, every month, every year, a lot of that is for stress reduction. The travel once a year, the conferences that you'll go to, those
Mhm.
types of things that renew the mind and allow you to step out of your life for a few days
Mhm.
so that you can move forward, kind of a, hey, let me slow down to speed up type thing. What is
Yeah.
that for you? What types of things can you do daily to release your stress?
Daily, gosh, I don't know. You mean like other than like yoga?
Well,
Like
yeah, well, yoga's great because yoga is
yes.
both a process of meditation and movement, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind
Yeah.
of both.
Yeah. And it's
Some
breathing. So I do like
Yeah,
the breathing. I do breathing exercises, and that's part of yoga, but I do that, I mean, very frequently throughout the day. I
yeah.
do I do some breathing. I stop and breathe. Um, well, one thing I also do, I have the Calm app. if you know the
Mhm.
Calm app. Um, so I have that. I have the Calm app, and then I have the Growth Day app, of course. But the Calm app is very stress relieving. I start my day every day with
Mhm.
the Calm app. Jay Shetty's on the Calm app,
Mhm.
and so I he's got a thing called the Daily J every morning. Now, this is something I do no matter what. I will
Mhm.
say no matter what because it's very short. I go on the Calm app. I push the Daily J. While I'm still in bed, I will stretch while I'm in bed. I'll like bring my knees up to my chest or whatever, stretch my legs. And it's like usually 6 or 7 minutes. And then I get up. So I do that every single day. And then
Mhm.
on the Calm app, there's all kinds of like calming things. There's like calm stories, which are very short. There's breathing exercises there. So I definitely use that Calm app as a tool. I always recommend this to everybody because when I even this morning, I was going to a yoga class this morning. I was stressed out this morning just from thinking about all the things I have to do, the second I woke up.
Mhm.
And it's weird because sometimes, like today, I was subbing for a class, so I had two classes back to back. And I'm stressed about some other things too. But on my way there, I had already listened to Jay Shetty. Could tell I'm stressed out. And then I'm like, I'm like, I'm going to put on another stress thing. On the way, I was listening to like a daily calm story. Um, so I did that. So I definitely do that for stress relief. That is a really good tool, the Calm app, because that's like instant. And then somebody's sort of doing it for me, sort of,
Right.
fighting me. So.
I do love those guided meditations, if you will. Like I do when I first wake up, I do a guided meditation in the morning, kind of a
Mhm.
priming exercise, like Tony's priming exercise, or usually a Joe Dispenza meditation in the morning. And then I'll do a walking meditation in the afternoon, where a guided walking meditation. So I'm walking for an hour, but processing emotion and thought,
Mhm.
those types of
Mhm.
things. And then before bed, I do it again. The whole journal exercises in my high performance planner, I journal it all out. I rate myself. I cover what I did well, what I didn't do well. What are my top 3 wins? What's my story worthy moment? And then, more importantly, what are my next 3 moves for tomorrow? And then I move into the meditation of just releasing the energy from the day
Yeah.
and setting the intention for the night, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
turning over to God everything because I have zero control over it anymore because I'm going to bed,
Yeah.
right?
Now, question, do you write any of that down? It sounds like you almost have like that's part of your nighttime routine, sort
Mhm.
of.
I do write it
Are
all
you
down.
just mentally think you do write it all down?
Yeah,
Or you
all of
don't?
this goes into my planner.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I've got my morning questions that help
Yeah.
prime me, and then I
Mm-hmm.
have the journal questions at the end of the night of,
Mm-hmm.
hey, quite frankly, it's what's a moment that I really appreciated about today. So
Okay.
now we're moving into gratitude, right? And then a
Mm-hmm.
situation or a task that I handled really well.
Yeah.
Okay, well, something that I realized or I learned today. So
Yeah.
did I actually learn something today? And
Yeah.
then what could I have done to make today even better?
Yeah.
Right, so now we're
That.
getting into what could I have done differently? And
Mm-hmm.
then,
Mm-hmm.
how could I have connected with somebody more effectively today?
That's is that your high performance planner?
That is my high performance planner. Yep.
Okay, I got it. I have it. I have one. I
Uh-huh.
got it right here. I
Yeah.
haven't used it for a long time.
The thing
I have
is
like five of
if,
these. I'm
even
going to tell you.
if
So here's
you
like
don't
here's a bunch
use
of
it,
these.
oh, see, yeah, look at that. That was
I
great.
have a ton. This was like, yeah, but I don't always do. See, this is from even a long time ago, but I'll also write things that I don't a lot of times do like the evening.
Yeah.
I never do the evening. Um, and I have a blank journal too that I will go out and journal with. So I
Mhm.
don't always use this, but I used to fill out every single thing, but I never really did the evening. But I guess the evening's a good way. I always would do like the morning mindset and then I would add on my own gratitude and like I would also add a list for things to do. Um, but I was never good at the recapping at the end. It sounds like you're good at that.
It's it's something we have to schedule. Like if it's not on the calendar, it's just not going to happen,
Yeah.
right? So when's
Mhm.
my cutoff time for all those little projects that you've got going that you're running around doing all this crazy stuff? What's the cutoff time where you're
Yeah.
moving into your evening routine? And then for me, I take Brendan's 3-2-1, and I try to do that religiously. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do eat at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, right? But it's 3 hours before bed, no food.
Mhm.
2 hours before
Yeah.
bed, no screens. 1 hour
Yeah.
before bed, no work.
Mm-hmm.
Set
Mm-hmm.
the thermostat at
Yeah.
68 degrees.
Yeah.
Go to bed.
Yeah. 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 No, I will say I never have problems like falling asleep because I'm always like I run around so much. Like the second my head hits the pillow, I am out. Um, But yeah, I need to be better about the screens, no screens. Well, and just before this, the reason I even saw this, I've noticed lately when I am very busy, my mind will want to distract itself and I will scroll. I normally am not a scroller, or I try
Mm.
not to be. The more stressed I am, the more I scroll, which makes it worse because then I'm not doing what I should be doing, you know?
You know what's funny? On my question number 4 this morning is a
Yeah.
situation that might stress me out or trip me up today, and I
Mm-hmm.
put distraction, right? Any number of distractions. So it says, and the way my best self would deal with that today is, and I'm like, well, here's the question to ask. What would someone who attracts miracles do in this situation? So somebody
Mm.
attracting miracles isn't scrolling on their phone, isn't caught up in distraction.
Yeah, that
They're
is
they're
good.
doing the thing,
Yeah.
right? They're making things happen. They're
Mm-hmm.
or let me
Yeah.
rephrase that. They're in motion
Mm-hmm.
and they are connected to signal and
Mm-hmm.
making decisions based on the information available,
Yeah.
right? So I think
I like
sometimes
that.
we're so hard on ourselves. We want to be so regimented, and we it's not all about regimentation. However, the
Mm-hmm.
more organized we are, the more time we actually have.
Yeah. Well, I want to write that question down. What would someone who attracts miracles?
Yep.
That's
What
it.
would someone who attracts miracles do in this situation?
I like that. I'm writing it on my dry erase board on my refrigerator. What would someone who attracts miracles do in this situation? This is great. I love that. Um, David,
Yes, ma'am.
this is like really helpful, and I love it. I would talk with you all day, and you're wonderful.
You don't have to apologize to me. I'm going to ask you one final question. Are you ready?
Okay.
If
Okay.
you had even 3 times more energy, what else would you do?
Oh my Lord. I would be outside running, I guess. Well, that also has to do with my hip too. Um, I would do more physical activity. I would run, play pickleball. I love pickleball. And I always feel like, oh, I don't have time or whatever. Um, I would run or do pickleball, get my stinking house clean. It is disaster. Um, I guess when you say that, what would you do? I picture a person with more energy who's like moving faster is what I'm picturing. And I picture like
Mm.
the house, like I'm running around cleaning the house and getting clean and getting things done is what I'm thinking about when you ask that question.
You know,
So
from a standpoint of a leadership standpoint, I would be more if I had 3 times more energy,
yeah.
I would ensure that each of my 2 children that are almost old enough to be on their own had this house cleaned by the time I got back from pickleball.
Wow. That's that's a way to think about it.
And then there's a
That's
reward system, and there's
yeah.
a there's an other system that is attached when I get
Mm-hmm.
back because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't create this mess. I promise you that,
Yeah.
right? So if I
Mm-hmm.
didn't create it, why am I the
Mm-hmm.
one cleaning it up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not saying that that's not the again, you may have created
No,
the entire thing yourself. It could have been all you. However, the
yeah.
fact that I
Yeah.
have 4 children, I know it probably is
Mhm.
not all you. So,
Yeah.
anyways,
Hmm.
a little perspective shift,
Thank
but
you. Yeah.
at the same time, it's like, well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm going to play pickleball. I
Yeah.
You guys have 3 hours
Mm-hmm.
to make it happen.
That's a great, yeah, that's great. I
And
love
here's
that.
and here's the reward on the wall,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we figured this out on our Sunday planning session, right? So we sat down together as a family. We're like, this is a Sunday planning session. This is what it needs to look like all week long. And if it doesn't look like this, when I go to play pickleball on Saturdays or whatever it is, this is what the expectation is by the time I
Mm-hmm.
get back every week, right? Whatever. You know, you get the idea. And
I
they're old
do.
enough, they can fight
Mm-hmm.
if they want to, but
Mm-hmm.
they're not going to because they love their mom.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That sounds really good. That sounds really good.
That sounds really good in
Um,
theory. Is that what you're telling me?
no, it's good. It is good. I need to get back to that like Sunday planning session. Um, no, this has been good for me. This has definitely been really good for me. Um, to talk things through with you. I appreciate you so much. And also, I would stay and talk longer. This is another thing. I got in a car accident like 2 weeks ago.
Oh no.
My car got totaled. I'm
Hmm.
fine. But basically, I'm signing it over to the insurance company, and they're giving me money back for it. So what I was doing today, I was looking for my title. I found it. I have it right here in my hand. So as I found it, I was like looking, putting it down, and I was like, I have to buy a new freaking car and blah blah blah. And then that's when I started scrolling and I saw you. But and it's just one more thing. It always seems like I don't know if you feel like that. It seems like there's always one thing after another when you have like these big things happen that are like my accident, and then my mom had fallen. It's like things just it's like one more thing, one more thing, one more thing. And sometimes it's like how many more things can I hold, um but apparently I do. And I was thinking today, I was thinking like, is this kind of like to show me that? Because then I couldn't find this title for a while either, but I finally found it. But I thought, is this like God's way of showing me, giving me all these things to show me that I can do all these things, and that eventually when I don't have these things, there'll be such a relief when I go back to like normal, and then I'll be like, oh my gosh, this really isn't that bad. I was just kind of trying to reason in my head, why is everything happen at the same time? Um, so I don't know. I've
Yeah.
got other things going on too, but
Just
yeah.
just remember, you are not the only one. You are not going through this alone with what is it? 8 billion people on the planet.
Mm.
People have been through it and they've made it through to the other side and they're still here and they're thriving and doing amazing things. So
Thank
there's
you.
hope. There's a hope, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
again, when we're focused on solutions-based thinking, and we believe in our ability to figure it out as we go,
Hmm.
and we're in motion, doing the thing, getting it done, but we're also looking for that direction. We're looking for that inspiration. We're looking for that, okay, well, what's my next move? I know you're never going to give me anything that I can't handle. So show me how to handle this, right? What's my next move here?
Hmm.
Give me
Hmm.
some ideas. Share with me. Tell me what you want me to do here. What am I supposed to learn through this process?
Yeah.
And again, learning to listen in our quiet time, in our meditation, to the direction that comes when we ask those questions,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then moving forward with the action, right?
Yeah.
It's not just you, it's happening
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
many, many places. But the
Yeah.
great thing is you have so much knowledge and
Yeah.
so much experience, at least 21 years of experience. So let's go.
So I felt that. I feel your good energy. I can feel that. Thank you.
Let's dig into the energy checklist. And I don't know, what is that? You probably can't see that. It's too bright. But the energy checklist is really important because when we look at three separate categories of things that actually help to change the level of energy that we bring each day. So Tara talked about how she's able to summon the energy when she's in front of her yoga students, right? She stands up, she gets up there, she summons the energy, she takes them through the whole process, And afterwards, they all come up to her and like, that was amazing. Thank you so much. Your energy was spot on, and we really appreciate you. So the question is, what are the things that we can do on the front side in order to be able to summon the energy that we need when we're ready to do the thing? And some of you are cracking me up because you're like, I just don't have any energy at all. And some of you men are like, well, wait a minute. Your wife just asked you to clean the garage. And you're out there and you're like, man, this sucks. I don't want to do this. I just don't have the energy. I just don't, just not feeling it. Like I'm completely drained. And then you get the phone call and your buddy's like, hey, I got a tea time in 20 minutes. And you're like, oh, heck yeah, let's go. Come on. Right? Out the door you go. You play 18 holes of golf. You come back home and you still didn't do the garage. And somebody's not very happy about it. But you had plenty of energy to do it. Well, you didn't have energy to clean the garage. Why is that? Because you summoned the energy to do the thing you wanted to do, and you didn't summon the energy for the thing you didn't want to do. So the question comes, though, is what types of things can we do to set ourselves up for success? So this first part of the clarity checklist, or the energy checklist, is rest and exercise. So what is it under rest and exercise? I'm going to read some of these off that you can start to implement 2 or 3 of these every day between now and next week, just to help improve your health and improve your energy levels. So the first one is walk outside every day for 30 minutes. I've been doing this for 30, 38, 39 days in a row now. And I'll tell you right now that walking outside for 30 plus minutes a day, game changer. Game changer. Do a walking meditation, guided meditation, or just simply go with your thoughts. And you'll be pleasantly surprised at how much more energy that gives you throughout the day. The next one is getting the proper amount of sleep, right? 8 to 9 hours a night. Athletes, some of them are sleeping 11 hours a day for recovery. That's not us. I mean, unless you're a professional athlete, but we don't need that type of recovery, but we do need 8 to 9 hours. And a lot of people are like, well, David, I don't have 8 to 9 hours to spare. And it's 50 years of sleep study tells us 8 to 9 hours of sleep a night. 50 years of sleep study. So I can either fight it or I can buy into it and do the experiment. Let's see how much more productive you are after you get, let's say you do a week's worth of 8 to 9 hours of sleep per night. Let's see how much more productive you are the following week versus how productive you were last week, getting 3 and 4 and 5 hours of sleep, right? When several days in a row of 3, 4, 5 hours of sleep, it impairs our brains. In fact, one study showed that I don't remember the exact study, but I read it, and it was talking about you are legally the same impairedness you would be as if you were drunk. Cognitively, you are impaired to the same degree when you get 3, 4, 5 hours of sleep several days in a row. That's kind of crazy. The brain just starts to shut down, which is nuts. Okay, do 2 60-minute cardio activities per week. And the next one is do 2 20 to 40-minute intense workouts per week. Now, these become really, really important because we know that if you're trying to lose weight, the number one factor in losing weight, I know we always talk about calorie deficit and so forth, you got to build muscle. You got to build muscle. And so what is that? That's strength training. We got to get in, we got to build some muscle, and we got to move the body. But when you lift heavy things, metabolism goes up, we burn more calories. And now if we put it all together and we do the exercise, we do the couple of cardio activities, we do the weight training, if you will, and we control the stuff going into the mouth, all of a sudden, everything starts to come together. I've been doing this 75 hard for, I don't know how many days now. I think it was 38 days now. And it took over 30 days before I personally could see a difference. I could feel a difference, but it took a while for me to see the difference. And then some folks that I hadn't seen for a while, they're like, dude, what are you doing? Right? So they're seeing a difference. It takes time. Doing it just 1 day, 2 days, you're just not going to see a difference. Do it for 100 days, you'll be unrecognizable, right? We just have to start and then be consistent as we go. The next one, is meditate once or twice a day for 15 to 20 minutes. What is meditation? You know, sometimes meditation can be as simple as just standing here. Brendan Burchardy has a great one. It's just the release meditation. We take some deep breaths and we just breathe through it. We bounce a little bit, close our eyes, and just repeat over and over again the word release. Basic, simple, releases stress, calms the eyes, gives us a little bit of rest so we can release the tension, and then we reset our intention for the next hour, for the next things that we're about to do. Okay, diet and nutrition. Something I learned from my mentor, Brendan, is he has something he calls meds RX. Meditation, diet, exercise, sleep, relationships, and supplementation. Well, if we look at each one of those in order, they matter when it comes to overall energy, right? So eating a whole food diet, it matters. Taking a food-based vitamin matters. Drinking healthy shakes for breakfast instead of trying to eat some crazy sugar-filled whatever, right? I prefer eggs, but I usually don't eat. I'll take like a protein shake in the morning, and I'll usually cook eggs sometime around 11, 12 o'clock. But again, that's for me. Drink 3 to 5 liters of water a day. Right now, I'm doing a gallon a day, which I have to admit, spend way too much time in the restroom, but that's beside the point. Flushing the toxins out, right? Limit white starches and heavily processed foods. Again, is this nutrition? Is this entertainment? Or is this addiction? Which of the three? And that way we can catch ourselves more often. The last part of this is daily energizing. So every 50 to 75 minutes, we're talking about stand up and move. So what does that mean? Maybe we're just going to do some arm circles, right? We're going to do some forward arm circles. We're going to do some back arm circles. We're going to march in place. I keep trying to bring my knees up high enough that you can see them, but you can't because I'm too short. Yeah. But it's beside the point, right? Maybe some air squats. What is it that you can do? Do some push-ups, move around. Maybe if your office is upstairs, great. Go run some stairs for a couple minutes. But the idea is move your body. Get up, move around. Focus on speaking and gesturing with more passion. Do you have a quote that you just absolutely love and you're like, oh yeah, those words light me up? Reading those words out loud with passion, gesturing through the process, right? You're just loving it. You're falling in love with the process. You're going for it. It builds energy inside the body. Hug and engage people physically more often. Now, I don't know about you. I was watching a reel the other day. Simon Sinek was talking about it. He was talking about Disney and how the Disney characters, they have one rule when it comes to interacting with the children at Disney World and Disneyland. That thing is that they cannot stop hugging the child until the child stops hugging them. So they make the embrace and they hold that until the child stops hugging them, then they let it go. That's powerful. Imagine if you were doing that in your relationships today, that you didn't let go until your partner let go first. You might be allowing yourself enough time for those warm chemicals to be released in the body of connection, right? We want to connect with the people in our lives. Try to make people smile and laugh more often. Now, I'm not great at humor. I get it. I do what I can sometimes. But again, people connect to humor. So can we make people laugh a little more often without being too off color in the humor and the laughter that we're trying to create? And then, do you have a gratitude journal? Do you have some place where you kind of sit down and really write out the things you're grateful for? Now, I talked about we're going to go through meditation, exercise, diet, sleep, supplementation, and relationships. So let's dig into that real quick. Meditation. Clearing our mind and opening ourselves up to receive what God has to share with us. Very important. How often do we pray and then we never get quiet enough to receive the answers? I'm just asking people to pray and then go silent, meditate, clear your mind, and let thoughts enter. Let God answer your prayers. So many times we immediately get up, we throw on the radio, and we disappear. Wait a minute, you just threw a bunch of words up there, and then you didn't listen for the answer. So I'm just asking you to listen for the answer. Okay, so meditation, exercise. Clearly, we got to get up and move. Let's get up, let's go out, let's do the thing. We talked about that on the sheet. So meditation, exercise, diet, we've talked about that. Once again, it's what goes through you sticks to you, so be careful what goes through you. All right, diet, sleep, 8 to 9 hours, like clockwork, if you want to feel more energetic and have more energy and be more productive throughout the day. All right. Meditation, exercise, diet, sleep, relationships. You ever been in a bad one? How much energy do you have when you've been in a bad relationship? You don't have any. You don't want to do anything. Not only do you not want to do anything, you lose all will to show up even for yourself. It's a horrible place to be. And if you've ever been there, in that state of depression, now we got to get out of that as quickly as possible, right? So we've got to make sure we have surrounded ourselves with people so that we still get that connection from good quality, like-minded people that lift us up instead of tearing us down. If you are around a lot of people that drain your energy all the time, look, I'm not telling you you've got to get rid of them altogether. What I am saying is you probably have a family member that you would give an hour a day to if you had that extra hour. And you also have that family member that you would give 5 minutes per year to. Huge difference. So spend less time with the people that are draining your energy and more time with the people that are lifting you up and pouring into you instead of sucking that energy from you. Relationships matter. They matter more than we probably would like to believe. The last part, supplementation. Get tested. Know where your deficiencies are in the body, and then supplement with the vitamins, the minerals that are needed to bring us up to optimal levels so that we can function. All right. I hope this has been helpful for you. Coaching live. Again, if you want to be in the Zoom room with me where I can ask you some questions, and if you're going through anything that you need help walking through or talking through, then we can do that together live every Thursday at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time.